there we go. We're live on YouTube. Hello, tubes. Makoira, W intro for real. Exactly, Mac. Exactly. Let me... gosh, okay, I'm gonna have to... Bluetooth mode. Much pro, much win. Exactly, Jay. Let's go live on TikTok as well. I just need to fix my... I need to plug in this thing. And let's go live on TikTok as well. There we go. There we go. Alright, we're live everywhere. Awesome. Sick. Let me just make sure that I haven't accidentally turned the stream on with sound so we get the double weird thing that we got once. No, we have not. We have not. We are good. We are so good. I think. Oh, right. I wanted to look at that. Let me switch to analytics here for a second. And there we go. Cool. All right. How we doing? Hello there. TikTok as well. Who's on YouTube? Who's on Twitch? Who is on Kick? And who is on X? Let yourselves be known. I've gotten myself some snacks for the stream today. Hey, Serotonin. Hey, hat mustache. Thank you, buddy. You like me with the stash, do you? Rob says, hey, everybody on TikTok, get yourself to Twitch and YouTube. Yes. Christy, Domino's not enough. No. I need my evening snack as well. Hi, Phil. Your long has so much profit now. No, not really. It's kind of sitting still, doing not much. I'm just waiting for it to come down further so I can add to it. Serotonin says, I like your knowledge and honesty. Thank you, sir. I like your friendliness and your ability to make me happy. Right? Ray says, Robin Hood. Hey, what about Robin Hood? Anybody here uses Robin Hood, maybe? I'm not sure. I'm going to switch over so Kick and Twitch and X can see the cool screen. There we go. Let's see. You still hold your long fill from 60k-ish. Yes. It's open. It's been open since we opened it, obviously. But it, so I think it's up a couple of percent or something like that. But the whole plan the whole time was to hold it even when it's red and going down, so we can build the position over the course of a couple of months, right? So that when it does move later on, we're going to have a big position with a very good cost basis, with a liquidation at like a couple of $100 on Bitcoin, which is not going to happen, right? So it's running and it's doing grid trades, and it's de-risking itself slowly but surely, which is the plan. So there we go. You know, the one thing I don't like about watermelon is that the seeds sometimes are like rocks. Am I right? It's like the best tasting like fruit or whatever you call them, melon. I think watermelon is a berry actually, but I'm not sure. So who do we have? Who do we have on YouTube? Let yourself be known, YouTubers. I'm watching you. And Twitchers and Kickers and all of that. So are bananas. Yes, bananas are actually also a berry, which is really funky. And I believe that tomatoes are a fruit, which is also very funky. And I found out like a year ago, broccoli is man-made. It's not a naturally occurring thing. You have to mix two things and crossbreed two seeds or whatever from two different things, and then it becomes broccoli. But yeah, so from scratch, broccoli was made. It's man-made. Weird, but it's true. And strawberry is not a berry. That's right, Christy. Strawberry is a fruit. Anyway, welcome to the stream, guys. We're doing stream things as we usually do. So throw me the questions, you know, and I'll answer them. That's the deal. That's the deal. What 2 seeds, Nicolay? I don't actually know, Nico. I can't remember what it was. But like, yeah, broccoli is 2 things that I don't remember what it was. But yeah, it's man-made. Super weird. Super weird. Let's see. User 1647 on TikTok says, any one more crash fill for Bitcoin in the near future? I don't know about a crash, but I mean, we're still aiming towards our targets. Yesterday, I believe, I can flip you guys around on TikTok so you can see it too. The target we have right now is to get to this point up here. And get stuck there. It looks like we're double topping right now. Right here we have a double top on the shorter time frames, which is always a possibility when you're coming up to something like this. If we do get a double top before and we fall from here before even reaching the real resistance, then that doesn't bode good for Bitcoin, you know. This would be bad if we actually fell through here and started going down. That would show me that there's a lot of weakness in the uptrends for Bitcoin overall. But for now, it's like, okay, let's wait and see what happens here. I was saying yesterday that I want to see what happens if we get up here or not. My guess was that we would get up here, but so far, I mean, it doesn't really look like it wants to. It still might, you know, continue up and go in there. But you see, the speed of which it's going in there is not very high. You know, we have like a percent or something every day in upside, which is good, but it's not very quick, is it? You know, and so the momentum is not really there. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see how we move along here. Nico, do you have Discord? We do. All the links to all of our platforms that we have, our website, our Discord, our different streaming platforms, are in the bio on TikTok. So go and click there. If you want to watch the stream from, you know, YouTube or whatever, you can do that. You can watch the stream on Twitch, Kick, and X as well. Let me see. Revenge says this was a fake pump to clear liquidations. Yeah, it could have been, for sure. Could have been. Ramangadi says, please Sui chart. Yeah, we can look at Sui for a second. Give me a second. Ramangadi, if you want to see the charts properly, you should go to one of the other platforms. Because this is what it looks like on Kick, Twitch, and X right now. And this is what YouTube looks like. And obviously you guys are on TikTok, so you're missing all the fun. But the Sui charts look like this. No change. Still trying to get above this trend right here. This trend being the previous trend that we had. I'm going to see if I can get this into picture for the YouTubers as well. So, big trend. We came under it and got stuck and retested it a couple of days ago and came down again. So Sui is not showing much strength. And again, I'm not very bullish on Sui at the moment due to the fact that they lost all their users, which is a very bad thing for a blockchain to do. So, yeah, I don't have many expectations for Sui. I might buy a little bit down here in the blue at 50 cents, give or take. Other than that, I'm not much interested in Sui at the moment. And Naz, please tell me about Filecoin. What do you want to know about Filecoin, Naz? To hold for next few years. Yeah, I wouldn't. It's a beta asset. Since you're on TikTok, you can see it here. Filecoin is right down down here, right? And it's a beta asset, but beta assets are not something that I invest in. I keep my eyes on them in case they start getting closer to being an alpha asset. You know, there's some work to be done for it to do that, and so I'm keeping my eyes on it. But I would not get into Filecoin personally. Nico, do you have signals? We do have a bunch of tools on the website, Nico. If you join the Discord, we can show you the website properly through voice chats and everything. Let's see. Shah Faisal says, who decides what is beta asset? I do. Well, the team, myself along with the rest of the team behind CryptoTalks, we have been doing analysis for many years now. We have 90,000 active analysis hours as a group. And so we know what to look for, and then we classify. The whole classification thing is kind of my idea, and I would assume that most of the guys in the team kind of agree with me. I just put a name on, like, I put a name on it, just for the stream or for myself, beta, alpha, dead assets, etc. But I would say that probably everybody in the team, since we do analysis together, would probably agree with me what is within those different asset classes, or classifications rather. Shai Faisal, so Bitcoin is alpha. Yes, you have it here. Let me just pick up my phone here. There we go. Asset classification is alpha for Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, BNB, Hype, and TRX. So there's the only alphas that are in this market at the current moment. That might change. It might become more in the future. But for now, that's it. That's really it. Rob says on Twitch, says XRP is an alpha asset. And he's joking. I know he's joking. He hates XRP more than I do. Pierre says, think the Clarity Act passed this year. Yeah, it might, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it's already priced in, basically. Once it does get passed, you're going to have some volatility up and down for a couple of days, and then that's it. Let's see, I'm going to see if so I don't miss anything over at YouTube and Twitch and everything. So Mate on Twitch says, yeah, I got out of my longs after that suspicious double top. Yeah, secured some profits, so all good. Right, man, good. Better to be safe than sorry, right? So there we go. And by the way, everybody who's watching on YouTube, spam the questions, brothers, because the more you guys ask questions and comment on YouTube, the more reach we actually get. The more reach we get. So yeah. And for you guys on TikTok, you know how it works. Likes and comments and everything. Same thing there. Mangfasp on YouTube says, what assets are you trading? Well, I'm building long positions on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, BNB, TRX, and Hype. And those are coin margin long positions, meaning I use spot positions or spot bags to build the position. So whenever I see there's a good opportunity to buy spot, I buy some spot, and then I take half of that or something like that and put it into a coin margin long position to make more of that coin on the way up. Very, very good way for me, at least. It's worked out really well in the past. So far, 100% success rate on those trades, but those trades are very long term, right? Watermelon, yum. Nico says, I don't get it, staking. You understand staking? The staking is pretty simple. It's like, with Bitcoin, you mine Bitcoin, right? That means a bunch of people have... No, I don't put... No, okay, no, I get you. You put half in staking. No. I put... So if I have a good opportunity to buy Bitcoin, I buy some Bitcoin. And then I take half of that and I put that into coin margin long position futures perps. So I use I use some of what I bought to build a long position using those coins. So when you use the coin that you bought as margin for a trade, you make more of the coin when you profit rather than more dollars. And if that asset goes up in value while you're making more of it, you're making exponentially more profits in dollar terms. But not high leverage. No, exactly. I use 3x leverage. 3x coin margin leverage. And those positions, I can spend a whole year building the position during like it's sitting in red. And then when it does move, I can hold that for 3 years. And it will make, you know, money all the time. And a lot of it too. At least it does for me. It's gone really well for me in the past using a coin margin in this way. And it's not for everybody. There is risk to it, of course. Christy on YouTube says, do you ever trade short? Yes, of course. But I only trade shorts when I think... So, okay, let me preface this. When my analysis is starting to tell me that we are in the bottom range of a bear market, right? When we're starting to kind of slow down in the bottom of a bear and kind of staying sideways like we are currently doing, then I instead of shorting, I start going long, right? And then when we go up for, say, 3 years and we start slowing down towards the top, that's when I start selling off the long positions. And then I start opening very low leveraged short positions and building those during those big peaks during the top of the market. And so then I hold those all the way back down again until we get to the next time that we're starting to slow down and go into a bear market bottom. So I trade like cyclically with leverage, which is not something that everybody wants to do or can do, but it's very, if you do it right, it's very lucrative during the bull market specifically. I don't trade coin margin. I don't really trade coin margin during a bear market, right? Because then you're holding spot positions that are losing value. So it's better to sell those spot positions than use the dollars to short with. Is there a scenario where the coin margin thingy doesn't converge to the spot price, like when there's extreme volatility? Not really. It's because like your spot holdings is your margins, right? And so, like say a 3x long position with coin margin is actually 4x, right? So if I hold a 1x position with dollar as margin, then I can't get liquidated. That's spot, right? But if I hold a 1x long position with coin margin, it needs to go down 50% for me to lose my position, right? Because your margin is losing percentage in value, right? Or dollar value. So it's a bit tricky, but you know, and the good thing for me at least is that if you miss a long position, say you want to build a long position with coin margin and you miss your opportunity, then you're at least holding the position anyway. You know what I mean? MG FOMO dealer, that's a good name, dude. Welcome to the stream on Twitch. How you doing? So yeah, Mangfasp. I only do coin margin during bull runs. I don't do coin margin during bear markets because holding spot that loses value is unwanted. MG on YouTube, what's up, dude? How you doing? I see you're watching from 2 platforms. That's how you do it, brother. That's how you do it. And all you guys on YouTube, ask away, please, because when you guys talk on YouTube, that's how we get the reach, right? Like Rob says here on YouTube, he says, with coin margin, if the trade goes in your favor, the effective leverage goes down. If it goes against your effective leverage goes up. What's important is to be able to add extra collateral. Yes, and that's the beauty for me with coin margin, is that like I see a good opportunity to buy spot, so I buy spot and then I use some of that to open coin margin positions. And then if we go down further down, then I have a new opportunity to buy more spot. So I buy more spot, and then I take some of that and add to that position to lower the the cost basis, which protects the position as well. But I'm happy to do that because I'm buying spot and I'm using a piece of the spot, like as a long-term investment, to add to the positions. And then if I really needed to, you know, I would be able to, you know, use my entire crypto bag as, you know, with cross margin if I wanted to, or even isolated, because I'm holding, maybe say I have 10 bitcoins and I'm using 0.1 bitcoin to build this position. If it goes really bad, I have 9.9 more bitcoin to put in as extra collateral or extra margin, which protects me. Like the effective liquidation is like $6. You know, it's not going to happen, right? So it's very easy to risk manage that when you're holding your even your spot, right? So Rob says, so as Phil says, whether we go down or go up, he'll add more Bitcoin when our signals fire, so he can add to that position. Exactly, Rob. That's exactly what's going on. Nicholas, this is more like swing trades, sort of, but even more long term. It's like I'm kind of like swing trading between cycle bottoms and cycle peaks, pretty much. And I'm just using the swings where you would say that you would open a long and then close a short. Those pieces I manage the position too. So like if we have a massive pump, I could probably sell 25% of my position and then add that back in once it goes down again. You know, I can manage the positions throughout the entire bull market. So when we have these massive runs and it then collapses down, you know, if we have a massive pump, I might sell a little bit of that position, maybe 10%, 20% of the position. And then when it comes down hard to land on like a good place where I would buy spot personally, then I would just take whatever I sold and put it back in there, you know? So then you can build like massive positions. And this is my plan for this bull market, is to manage a position. You know, if you look back at like the previous bull run like this, I'm gonna see if I can switch over for you guys on TikTok as well. Sorry about the quality on this one, guys, but it is what it is. So like the dream scenario would be something like this. You buy your positions here, here, and here, like we did last time around. We can turn on the bare bottom hunter here. You can see 1, 2, 3. You hold the position, then you get these big moves, and maybe you sell a little bit here around this area, right? And then when it comes down to a support level, like it did here, then you add it back. It goes up again, gets stuck. You might sell a bit of the position, and then it comes back down again to retest. Well, then you buy more again. So you sell a bit here, you buy it back there. You sell a bit here, you buy it back there. You get a massive pump into resistance that we were expecting back in the day, back here in 2024 in early 2024 when they opened the ETFs. Might have sold something here, and then maybe bought it back somewhere around this area. Hopefully, you know, that's the idea. You know, you get a massive move, you sell a little bit, you sell off a little bit, you buy it back, you maybe sell it off a little bit, you buy some back, but not the whole position, just small pieces of it, to increase the amount of Bitcoin sitting in that position, right? And obviously you're not going to do this perfectly, so I generally try to not do it too aggressively because it's very difficult to do that. But if you treat your big long-term position as a position that you can swing trade pieces of throughout the entire market, then yeah, once you do sell that position at the very peak of the market, hopefully, you will make a killing, right? And so it's managing one big position rather than, yes, Matt, snowballing my profit. Exactly, Matt. So instead of trading positions fully, you have a massive position that you build during the bear market. And then if it goes up and down on the way up, well, then you can take some out and you can put some back. Take some out, put some back. If you know what you're doing. And I'd like to think that I know what I'm doing on this one, because, yeah, it works. But that is my plan, to do the same thing here, right? This is why we're doing what we're doing right now, which is, I bought a bunch here. Sorry, TikTok, sorry, Matt, you get left behind sometimes. It is what it is, brother. So like we entered here, We might have entered some here. I haven't entered here yet, so, but we enter here, we might enter a little bit here on the way up, and then on the way up again in the bull market then, when we start making our little moves, you know, like this. Yeah, I'll try to sell off when I should be and try to buy it back on support, sell resistance, buy support within the position. So it's the same position, I just take some profits out, I put the profits back in, move a little bit to the side just to secure something, etc, etc. And these are things that I might do once every other month. You know what I mean? It's not something that I do like every day. You know, I follow the market, and then after like 3 months I'll be like, I think we might be getting stuck here for a while. Take some profit out, and then you wait a month, and then you see, okay, we're probably bottoming out here, add it back in. That's what I do pretty much with those positions, and that's the plan for this bull market that's coming up. So let's see, I need some watermelon. Fresh watermelon, ice cold. Yes, I love watermelon. Let's see, we have some questions here, I think, on YouTube. Gonna watch the World Cup soon. Yeah, it starts in 25 minutes, eh? MG. MG FOMO dealer says, I think MG will blow my cover. Yes, it has blown your cover. Add a little salt. Already have, man. Some Celtic sea salt. Amazing. Let's see. Pakna says, hey Pakna, welcome back, dude. Good to see you again. And Sobest, thank you for following us on Twitch, brother. How you doing? So Pakna, good day, Phil. Good day, sir. Heard some news about Link, Mantle, and Aave integrated with Link's CCIP. Any thoughts? Good for Link, yeah. Good for Link. It doesn't make a difference for Aave, though, as a fundamental thing. Fundamentally, that's good, but Aave is still a token that you don't need to use Aave. But it's good for Link, sure. I'm craving watermelon now. Sorry about that, Matt. Come over, you can have some. Find your way to Spain and let me know if I haven't eaten it all before you get here. Where are we? Rob says on YouTube, the sell orders are just opportunistic slice taking along the way. Correct? And that's exactly what our swing trade strategy is designed for. Exactly. Our swing trade I can't even talk. Our swing trade strategy. I'll show it here in a second. I'll show it on our website. Oh. So this is our swing trade strategy. I'm going to move it to the daily. But you see here, this is the swing trade strategy. So I think you guys on Twitch and on Kick and X can see this right now. YouTubers, you can see some of it, I know. But you have, say, a soft entry signal here. Some profit taking along the way during the peaks. Like get out, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. Not with everything, of course, but with some of it. I'm going to show you guys on TikTok as well. Hold on. So you have a couple of them here. You have re-entries, a soft signal here and a heavy signal down here. With soft exits as well. Heavy up here, that's a bit early, but then we have these at the bottom. We have a soft exit here, hard entry down here. And this is just this strategy kind of just gives you an extra indication on whether your TA is good or bad. If one of these I usually say this, if one of these signals lines up and gives you a signal in the middle of nowhere near your TA, like a trend line or a support level or anything like that, if it's just in the middle of nowhere, it's probably a false indication. And this is what people always do, you know. If you look at people on different platforms and shit that do signals, they always say like, oh man, just buy and sell. It turned it on and it does it automatically. It's bullshit. It's bullshit, guys. All signals and all these types of things They are additional indicators that are very powerful most of the time, but they're never perfect. They cannot be perfect. Automated TA cannot be perfect. Believe me, we've tried. For years, we've been trying to figure out the logic behind making something like that. So these are signals that give you an indication as to whether your TA might be correct or incorrect, right? Okay. So if you have TA that lines up with this green buy signal down here, then cool. It's like, oh, it's hitting a support level, it's hitting a trend line, it's hitting this or that or the other. And my indicators that I'm using is saying like this is a good place to buy, and you get a heavy buy signal on this, that's an extra indication saying this strategy agrees with your TA. If you get a buy signal, you know, here, and there's no signal on this, on this, or let's say you get a sell signal here, and it doesn't line up, you think it's gonna go all the way up to here, which is where this sits. Just ignore this one, right? See, just ignore that one then. Why would you buy that if your TA says that we're gonna go up to this price? But if we go to this price and you start getting a signal around where you think we're gonna go with the price, then that's an additional thing that says, okay, get out. And as you can see, it worked perfectly, right? That's this signal lines up with this bottom right here, right? And so that's the type of tools that you have on our site. You have extra tools that help you, right? We are not the kind of platform that tries to pretend like we have perfect signals, that you just buy the signal and then you use it forever and it's going to make you $1 billion. No, this is legitimate stuff. This is proper tools that help good analysts or beginner analysts to make their decisions in a better way. That's it. Okay? And that's what that's what you should be looking for. If you're looking for somebody who can tell you what to do without having to do any analysis yourself, you are going to get burned in this market so hard, you guys. Which is why we have educational content as well, so that you can actually use our tools properly. There you go. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. My name is Phil, and I'm here every day. All right. Let's see. We have some questions, I think. MG on YouTube says, yeah, I want to do something of that nature too, Phil. All I want to do mostly is use my first buy position to increase my leverage on coin margin for other positions going up. Yeah. So that's the thing. When you think it's time to, like I said, when you think it's time to buy spot positions for like a long-term investment, do that and then use a little bit of that, say 10% of what you bought or 25%, and take some extra risk with that. If you lose that, okay, damn, that sucks. But it's when the price goes down again and you have a better opportunity to buy more, and you will, then you can add to your position at the same time, right? So I treat it as like a long-term investment that I just put some leverage onto, right? And like I said with hold on, I'm just gonna do this first. MG also says, I'm really looking forward to coin margin for the first time ever. Yeah, dude, it's gonna be great. We can do it together during during the day in the Discord. You know, today we had our moderator Ed. If you guys probably know him, Edison's. He usually moderates our TikTok, etc. He went live on our Discord today for, I think it was like 4 or 5 hours, because he trades during the day. So he said, I might as well stream that to our users and help them learn while they're watching me. And so he did that. And there was a bunch of people in there. I think I saw like 8 people in there hanging out with him or something like that. So you can do that with us, MG, for sure. And Jay also says, well, join us in our Discord so we can show you how it all works and all that kind of stuff. So that's true. And Rob says, and we are planning to make these we're going to make these signals automated, but in a manage your portfolio over years type of way, and not by scalping and fast moving stuff. Exactly. That would be irresponsible to try to do that. So soon it will be available for our subscribers to use our strategies in an automated way to manage your. And that's actually true. So we have this thing called the Portfolio Manager, which I will not log into now because we're still adding features to it. but we have the portfolio manager on the site. You can use it, but it's not fully built. And what that will do is you can track all of your investments, you can track everything, your profits, your losses, how much you're holding on every exchange. Just connect it all, and it will give you all the information you need. It will show you how much risk you have, if you should de-risk or add more risk or whatever according to your own settings, etc., etc. And the portfolio manager then also can use one of these strategies to help you manage your portfolio allocations, so to speak, in that way, rather than using it as a buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell type of thing. It helps you manage your portfolio in an automated way, which is super useful for most, I would say. So have a look on the website for that. Those features are going to be hidden behind a small paywall of like $25 a month, but that's when you have the analyst tier on the website, you will have full access to everything on the site for $25 a month, which is basically free if you compare it to, I think, if you want almost as much tools on other websites, it's going to cost you like $1,400 a month, but we do it for $25, so worth having a look at, guys. Just saying. Okay, see, I'm missing questions here. Let's see. Olotreb on Twitch says, on your website, does it allow you to do trading view style drawings and stuff? Yes. We have a bunch of tools here on the site as well. We just haven't added all of them yet because we're building so many things onto the website, because we want the website to be a one-stop shop for everything you want to do as an analyst and a trader in one place. So you don't have to have like 15 different websites open at all times. You just want to have one, right? That's why we built the website, because that's what we want. We want to have one website rather than 15. So that's what we're trying to build. And it's taking time, yeah, but it's going to be worth it. And a lot of the functionality is already there. So have a look at the website, guys. It's CryptoTalks.Network. And it's free. You have a lot of access for free. A lot of tools for free. It's if you want to go deeper and really have like access to insane tools, you can upgrade your account. Let's see. Chris Timmerman says, like, do you still have the position but just add more in the beginning of an uptrend? Yes, pretty much. I manage the position as I manage imagine you're swing trading between ups and downs, but I'm doing it with pieces of my position rather than selling the whole position. I do it with a piece of it. Take some profit out, I put some profit in, or some more in. I take some profit out, I put some more in, and just build the position bigger and bigger. Which effectively lowers your cost basis, by the way. Let's see. Into meme coins at all, says S-Dream based. No, dude. We avoid things that have no intrinsic value. CryptoTalks as a group or a team and a website, we are focusing on deep market analysis tools, and thus that's what I do as well. That's what we all do in the team. We look at long-term, fundamentally powerful and strong assets, etc. So meme coins for us is basically just a bunch of noise that annoys us. So Rob says, most features on the portfolio manager works already. Yes, indeed. And Rob needs people to use it to tell me problems. Yes. So Rob is currently building, along with Swayze, our lead developer, they're building the portfolio manager within the website right now. So if you guys have an account on the website, even if it's a free account, go and use the portfolio manager. There's a lot of features in there that are accessible for free. It's just the top tier stuff that we haven't even built into it yet. Most of it that is hidden behind some kind of paywall, like very advanced features that are automated trading or managing your portfolio automatically and stuff like that. All the other features like risk management and profit and losses and taxes and all that kind of stuff is already built in, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong there, Rob. Okay. See, MG on YouTube says, damn, you guys are not playing books, streams, automated portfolio manager tools. Where have you guys been all along? Well, we've been building the idea as a group of friends for 5 or 6 years. And we decided to just make it official and make it available for everybody. I mean, MG, all these tools. So all these tools are tools that we have built because we want them, right? Like we are in the core group of CryptoTalks. We are 5 guys, right? 5 dudes that are all experienced in this market, etc., etc., and huge nerds, all of us. And we discovered through the years that there are a bunch of holes in the market for tools that we wish that we had. You know, I can imagine that you guys as well can relate to this. Like, you're sitting here, you're doing your thing, and you think like, man, I wish I could do this thing like in a easier way. Like, one of the big things for me was like, because I like on-chain analysis, right? And I like to compare blockchains to each other or projects to each other to see which one is the stronger one, just fundamentally. And how do you do that? Well, you sit down, you do a bunch of research, you read a bunch, you go and find data points, you start comparing them, and you start making notes and blah, blah. You know, it takes days to do that. Or at least, 5, 6, 7 hours if you're experienced in doing it. But and I was like, damn, I wish I could do this in an easier way. And so we built this tool. I'll show you on the website here. This is the on-chain comparison tool, right? So I've shown this before, but if you're on YouTube, you won't see the whole thing here. But like, you basically just pick the blockchains you want to compare. You click get results. It's just a button. So 3 clicks and you have the answers. You have this whole spreadsheet with all the data points calculated right here. The insights that you get from each of the formulas and the purpose of calculating it and everything, so you can learn while you're doing this. And then you get the answer to which one is the strongest of the ones that you actually looked at. Just like this. Like, okay, this purple one, which is Solana, is winning out against Sui and ETH in an on-chain comparison. And this takes you right now on our website to do this kind of research. It takes you about, I don't know, 10 seconds rather than having to do it for 3 days to look at all the data points and make all the calculations yourselves. So the whole point of building our website is because we built the tools that we want, and there's a lot of tools that we want that we wish that we had but nobody else has. So we thought, why don't we just build them and make put it on a website? Makes sense, right? Why, if we know how to build them, why don't we? And if we know that they're really good, why don't we make them available to other people? Right? And that's literally what we're doing. We're just making our own tools that we like to use available for other people. And that's it. So yes, MG, we are not playing around. Olucheb, the portfolio manager feature sounds really cool, but what's the security like? So we don't have any access to your, you don't trade through our website. Our portfolio manager would just send a signal to your account through an API, so that your exchange would do the trade for you automatically, right? So we have no access to anything. We have read-only access, and we just send an API, send a signal through an API to your exchange. And the keys and everything are military-grade encryptions on them. So we don't actually know what your API keys are either. Like, we as a team, we don't have a database that tells us what your thing is. We don't have that. It's encrypted in between, so we have no clue. So security is like as high as it can get. Let's see. P-Frank Ball 84 says, boss, have you reviewed your vision for Bitcoin? Do you think it can bounce to 70k before dumping? No, I don't think so. We're gonna get stuck probably around 65. I'll show you. So right here, right? We already bounced on that now, and we're starting to come down. All the resistance is right up here. We got to a double top and we got stuck and we're falling for the past 7 hours. We've been downtrending, not hard, but a little bit. We have a reaction at this double top before we even get to the resistance. I don't see us pumping to 70 something. That would be like up here, which is in the middle of nowhere. So I don't see the point. Like, we have major here and this is just air. If we get above this, we go straight up to here, probably. And I don't see why we would get stuck in the middle of that. And I really don't see why we would pump through this either, because we are in a bearish move. Look at this. Big dump, downtrending channel, will likely break downwards. It's basically a bear flag. Ribe says, I want to know more about this. Good, Ribe. Join the Discord and check out the website. The website is free, Ribe. CryptoTalks.Network. Go and have a look. You can make a free account. You can look around all you want. I'm gonna add some watermelon. Serotonin is back. You want some watermelon, brother? Here. Ribe, I'm already a member of both. Fantastic, dude. Go and use the portfolio manager, and if you find an issue with it, tell us with a ticket on Discord so that we can fix the issues, because we need testing going, right? The more you guys can test our products on the website, you know, the free products, the paid ones, all of them, please test them. See if you find something that's like doesn't really work, or if there's a problem somewhere, let us know and we fix it. We need you guys' help to find all the bugs. Safe bet, the bull market is here, everyone. I don't think so. I don't think so, buddy. Safe bet, thanks for the heart me and the CTN logo thing stuff that I don't remember setting up what we have. How you doing, Mr. Safe bet? Ribe, I need to get going. Yeah, do it. Pearl chime. Ooh, what's that? Let's see. MG on YouTube says, yeah, throughout the time I've been with you guys, I know you don't play. Yeah, no, we don't mess around. Like, we're funny and funky and weird, but like, we're just a bunch of nerds trying to build cool shit together, you know? Ooh, safe bet reached fan level 5. Good work, brother. Oh. Whoever invented watermelon needs a hug. Exactly, safe bet. Yummy, 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 I got love in my tummy. Safe bet, do you do any meme coins? Nah, brother. It's a waste of time. No, it's not. Like, if you know how to trade it, but it's like, they're useless, man. It's so boring to analyze it. It's like, you cannot even do TA. You basically click around for a bunch of weird information. I see people on Kick and Twitch doing it all the time. It's so boring. Like, I want to have fun when I analyze things, and I just find that type of stuff just boring. And it's just guesswork, all of it, right? Technically, all of crypto is useless without adoption. Yes, but the thing is, adoption happens when something is not useless. If it's useless, there's no adoption. No real adoption. Real adoption comes from something being useful. So that's why we have the alpha assets, and we have the beta assets, and we have the dead assets. So alpha assets being Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, Hype, BNB, and TRX. Those have use case. They are useful for people. That's why they buy them. And they need to buy them to be able to use the things that are being built on top of those chains. If you look at the dead assets like Cardano, it's not useless, but the thing is, nobody is building anything on it, which makes the token have no buying pressure under it, right? Because nobody needs it to trade to do anything on Cardano, because there's nothing to do on Cardano. But then you look at a meme coin. Like, what do you need a meme coin for? Nothing. It's actually useless. Safe, but I have the alphas except for BNB. Okay, cool. Yeah, I only have BNB because of Binance, really. It's the only thing that makes BNB an alpha, is that it's Binance. Let's see. SafeBet says, I invest in crypto for ROI only. That's cool, man. Like, awesome. But like, I find the best ROI to sit in the alpha assets, because they're very easy to trade. They're very easy to determine whether they're actually going to go up or down. You know, I would short everything that's not alpha, basically, except for the beta assets, because they do have something going on with them. So let's see. I mean, the easiest thing you can do is to just short everything that's not alpha and everything that's... If you short everything that's alpha during the peak of a bull market, then you're gonna make a killing, you know? I overweighted them, but I have a very healthy speculative sleeve. Yeah, that's all cool, man. Like, everybody has their own way of doing things, and if it works for you, it works for you, right? Like, I have nothing bad to say about any of that at all. Hold on. Olotreb on Twitch says, God did. Oh, what did God do? Let's see, MG. Thanks for sharing your information, Jay, and knowledge and tools, and everybody. Now, can I swing trade, but I can like invest and obviously make more dollars? Yes, MG. Hopefully you can. Invented watermelon. Yeah, Olotreb. Yeah, he did invent that, but I don't believe in God, so who am I gonna hug, you know? Ja on YouTube says Polkadot's gotta be a dead asset. It is indeed. It is indeed a dead asset. Unfortunately for the Polkadot fans out there. Safe bet, we'll see. Maybe I'll lose all my money. Maybe you will, man, but I don't think so, brother. You seem to have a good head on your shoulders. And safe bet. Make sure you use the website, man. We have a lot of cool tools there for you that will help you in your analysis. Safe bet. Have you heard of sun? Yeah, the sun. It's the thing in the sky that's really hot, and it makes my skin hurt when I go out for too long. But I haven't looked at any crypto called sun. Let me double check what it is. Sun New. Okay, it's been around since 2021 and has gone down 27% since launch. Ugh. Everything is unlocked. Sun.io platform is Tron's first one-stop platform that supports stablecoin swap. Okay, so yeah, you don't need this coin for anything. You don't need this token for anything. If you like this project and you think people are going to use this project, you buy Tron, because the only way to use this project is to pay for the transaction fees with Tron. Hence the price action on Tron, and this price action being flat. So this is what I keep saying to people, like, if there's a bunch of really cool projects that you like on a blockchain, say, oh man, I really like for instance, oh man, I really think Irradium is going to be a huge project. I think Jupiter is going to be a massive project. I really like Zeus and I like Python network and da 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 da. I think I should buy all those tokens. My response to you would be, all of those projects are built on Solana. In order to use all those projects, you need to buy Solana and spend Solana to be able to transact using those projects. So instead of buying the projects, you buy Solana, right? So like, if just to point out what I mean by that is this, look. I said Jupiter, right? Here's Jupiter. That's the Jupiter token right there. Just sideways and down, right? Zeus as well, also a great project on Solana. Launched here, is down here now. You don't need it to use the project really. SKR, also project on Solana. Pumped in the beginning and then dumped because nobody needs it for anything. Python network, same thing. But these projects, a lot of people use these projects, but they don't need the tokens to be able to use the projects, so they buy Solana. So you buy Solana. It's very simple, very simple. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, the logic. DeZen05 followed us on Twitch. Thank you, sir. How you doing? How's your face? What's your favorite color? And what's your cat's name? Let's see. Olotrip, could you talk about the value comparison between contributor versus analyst? Yes, of course. So on the website, right? If you go to subscription plans, you're gonna have analysts for $25 a month, and then contributor for $15 a month, right? So analyst is 50% off right now, and it's gonna be that for the foreseeable future because we're still building the website. And it's 40% off on contributor, right? So the difference between the two is that if you go, you're on Twitch, right? Yes, you are. Okay, so you see here on our website, we have all these different tools that are tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 tools. So for Onchain, for example, if you are contributor, which is tier 2, you won't have access to the biggest and best tools. You will have access to a lot of very, very, very good tools, like the chain comparison tool that we looked at earlier, right? And a bunch of other stuff. But this one right here, for example, the CryptoTalks aggregated on-chain index, is basically, this tells you how far down in the market we are, how far from the bottom we are, or from the top. So you can see, like, this tool back in the bear market in 2018, it gave you a number here of 0.6%. It's basically like buy like your life depended on it, right? You jump to the COVID crash right here, and it gave you 5% away from the like big opportunity. Down here we have around 5%, something like that, 2.6% during the actual. Oh wait, the lowest one I think is 1.3% from the bottom during this bear market in 2022. And right now we're looking at, we're sitting at 15%. So this thing really gives you the bear market bottoms, like just from a number. You open the tool, boom, bear market bottom, right? And this is without having all the tools even running on it yet. This is going to be even more accurate later. So these types of tools where you get like these insane data points, right? You can look at the macro analysis side of things. We have tier 3 here. So you will go to the CryptoTalks macro environment index, which tells you how severe the macro world is currently for risk assets, right? So the greener this number is, the lower this number is, the better the macro perspective sits for risk assets, the safer it is to get into crypto or risk assets right now. So this basically looks at a whole shit ton of different things for your macro views, all the different indicators and models and everything and ratios for the macro world, for the macro environment, and then it puts it into one thing, which is just a number. So these types of tools that give you like a one number answer of where you are or what you should be doing or what you should be looking at, those are hidden between at the analyst tier. And then there's a whole plethora of new things that we're going to add to it as well. like some of these trading strategies that we have that will help you with, making decisions. They're hidden behind tier 3. Some of them are hidden behind tier 2. If you get the top tier one, you will have access to all of the features on the entire website. But if you have the contributor tier, you might have access to, say, 80% of the tools, right? You might miss out on some of the features in the portfolio manager, etc., etc. And like, we're still building this, right? So while we build everything, we decide where we should put the different in the different tiers, right? And also on top of that, once we add the leveling system on the website, so you have your own account, right? So for example, if I go to this, you have your own account, just like a social media account, where you can level up, and the higher level you are, the more experience boost you get. And that's gonna matter in the future, okay? It doesn't make much sense to you guys now, but I know what we're building, and I know what the plan is. And the higher level you are on the website, from leveling up by being active, using things, and writing articles, or responding to articles, or whatever, that's gonna have benefits for you in the future. So yeah, there you go. There's a lot of different things. And like Jay says here as well, contributor gets everything in member to earn experience points. You get articles to comment. You get to publish research papers. You can access the strategies, the Onchain comparison tools. You can save checklists, a profile. So like, if you do research on our website using our tools, we are adding a functionality where you do a bunch of analysis, and then you click save to profile, and it just saves it as a PDF to your profile, so that if you want to continue on doing more research on that project that you just saved, you can just open that and continue on. That's the functionality we're adding into this. And so that means that the whole point of this website is for analysts to have a website that solves all of your problems as an analyst, right? MG, what's your ultimate checklist for an asset, project, coin, token, etc.? Obviously they are related, but what one really look for individually to make? So what I would do is I would go to our website, and we have the fundamental checklist here, right? I don't know how much you can see. I guess YouTube can see it too, yeah. So we have the fundamental checklist, which is a free tier tool. So you can just go in here, you put your project name in here at the top, and you just go through step 1. You go to CoinMarketCap. Your idea here is to look for what's the idea and what is the product. Is it interesting to you? So say you're researching Solana, you go and read about Solana, then you answer these questions in this little box here. So you can put in all the information you want here, and then you score it yourself. Like, hey, I read this and I think it sounded really interesting. Like, maybe not like super interesting, but pretty interesting, so I'm gonna put it to good. And then you do the same. You go to the next thing. The next question you want to respond to is, what makes this project unique? Or is it just an improvement over other technology that already exists, etc.? And so you put that in there, and then you score it yourself. If you thought it was terrible or poor, you just put that score. So then you just go through all these questions right here, and you score it, and then at the end you get your last, your points. And it says down here at the score range, it says 0 to 19 points is a terrible project, just skip it. 20 to 34 points is a poor project. 35 to 49 points is an average project. 50 to 64 points is a good project, and 65 to 80 points is excellent. Right? So you just go through this, answer these questions, you score it yourself according to your knowledge that you have, and then there you have it. Fundamental analysis completed. Right? And that's a free tool. And it's because it's just a checklist, really. Hopefully that helps you, MG. It's right there under fundamental analysis on the left side, in the left side menu on the website, my friend. Oh, there we go. Ribe, I can't log into your website. Jump on the Discord and make a ticket if there's an issue to log in. and see if our developer can help you with that. If you make a ticket on the website in the open a ticket room, we'll get to help you out as soon as we can. Serotonin, do you think that the alpha coins are the best coins that will give the best profits? Not necessarily the best profits, but the best profits at the lowest risk. So risk-adjusted returns, right? It's a very important thing to think about. Risk-adjusted returns. Yeah? So the answer to that is yes, but no. So yeah, risk-adjusted returns. You guys, I just realized I have watermelon. You know that already. But what I forgot that I also have is a Coke 00. I want to crack that because I'm thirsty. I'm thirsty, fellas. Alright? Don't judge me. Whew. That's a lot of carbonation. Woo. There we go. Yeah, thumbs up, Serotonin. I still love your name, dude. Olotrev says, I have people talking about 4-year cycle versus 7-year cycle. Also, how the big money institutions have changed everything this cycle, such as there was no alt season. Do you think that will change the bottom predictions? Yeah, somewhat. But this is also why I follow on-chain metrics a lot, right? Because no matter what happens, the on-chain data, thanks to how they work and how they are calculated, it gives you the reality of what users are actually doing with their holdings and when they are buying and when they are selling. What the average price is for people that have bought, you know, when people are underwater, like the majority of the market, that's the realized price, right? And so the on-chain models are really good at, like, it doesn't matter what part of the cycle we're in or what type of cycle we are in. The on-chain metrics are really good at finding the right areas and giving you the right information, even if those metrics are slightly skewed due to like ETFs and stuff like that. So what you do is you look at how the ETFs have inflows, etc., and you add that into your on-chain analysis kind of framework, and so then you can see both on-chain and the ETF inflows, etc., line up, and then you have a stronger answer. So every cycle is different in one way or another, right? But some tools don't care, okay? And I think Olotrev, once you read our book on-chain analysis, which hopefully comes out in August, then I think you will see a lot of benefits with on-chain analysis, right? Like, my favorite thing in the world is on-chain analysis, right? That's like where I wanna, like, my 3 fields of expertise, or where I'm like a massive nerd, is on-chain analysis, fundamental analysis, which is making like logical assumptions of how to fundamentally value something, and also market psychology. Those 3 are my thing, really, really my thing. And so I'm super excited to see everybody read the on-chain analysis book and also the market psychology book. I find to be very interesting and fun to read, even for myself, and I wrote it. So, speaking about ETF net flows, are they still dog shit, no inflows? Yeah, they're pretty flat last time I checked, yeah. They're pretty boring. Simon Fogger followed us on Twitch. Thank you, sir. And welcome to Twitch. I know you follow us elsewhere, but very good that you're on Twitch as well. And by the way, I just want to mention to everybody, at the end of the stream, it would be awesome if everybody could come over to Twitch and watch the last like 5 minutes or 3 minutes of the stream on Twitch, so that we have as many people as possible on Twitch watching when we go and raid somebody else. Okay? We raid people because it helps their channel to get more eyes on them, and it also gives us a reputation of being a channel that raids people, so that in the future, bigger channels might raid us and help us grow, you know? So, but that's for later. Let's have a look at what we're doing here. Yeah, still no people watching on X. Why is it frozen? There we go. Right. Did we miss anything on TikTok? No, we did not. There we go. I think everybody is watching the football game now, right? Everybody disappeared from all the platforms. Ow. Yeah. That's funny. That's funny, actually. I was just thinking about that. I'm like, where did everybody go? And it's like, oh, wait a minute. It's probably because Simon feels better to watch on Twitch. Yeah, it does, right? Twitch is really good to watch on because, like, you get to see the whole thing. Ooh, Love and Light TV on Kick. How you doing, Mr. Love and Light? Good to see you again. I was just asking, where did everybody go? And I realized, you know, it's probably they're watching the game. It started 22 minutes ago. MG, what happened to yesterday's raid? I was creating a Twitch account. Then when I joined, you weren't live no more. Yeah, we jumped into a guy's thing and he was happy, so happy days. You just missed it, but we'll do it again today. Serotonin, do you have an idea what was the interest rates during the previous bull runs? Yeah, we can look at that. That's a fun thing to look at. Hold on, I need to flip the camera. Hold on. So there is something you can look at on TradingView, Serotonin, which is called the Fed funds rate. It's this thing right here. You look at it on a regular time slot, regular scale, and it looks something like this, right? So what I've done here is I did an assumption that this is the last time we had increase in interest rates, and we had a flat where they paused and then they started lowering the rates again, right? And that was 519 days of lowering the rates. The last time we did it during COVID, just as the COVID crash happened, it was 275 days. So we've said that it might be, we thought, you know, we might get back to parity with the rates in 365 days, which is obviously super incorrect. It didn't happen. But if you look at the 2022 bear market, right, interest rates were going up during the bear market, and somewhere around here we started getting into the bear market of the crypto market, and then 6 months later we started pausing, etc. So the market is forward looking, right? The crypto market is very, very forward looking, and so, you know, what happens is that when they raise the rates, that makes it very expensive for people to invest because they can't afford to pay their bills. And so high interest rates means that retail is gone. And the crypto markets during the bear market bottoms, that's where the smart money, the people that already have money, the people that are not hurt by high interest rates, they buy, right? They accumulate during those bottoms, right? So during the time when we were hiking, during the time where we were hiking, let me add Bitcoin to this. The price scale, I'm gonna look at that, and the logarithmic. So you can see here, gonna move this around. Hopefully you can see that. Actually, I'm gonna change the color on Bitcoin here. Hold on. There we go. So you can see here. God damn it, Bitcoin. Can I please move you down? There we go. So here are the interest rates. So the bear market bottom started kind of around this area right here in July 2022, and then we had a sideways move for a while. But you can see, like, in the center of the interest rates being jacked up, we had the bear market bottom. That's the smart money starting to allocate, because they are not hurt by this, by the interest rates. The regular people are, which means the rich people, the smart money, they want to pump the market. And then when you start lowering the rates again and normal people can start to invest again, well, what happens? Well, the smart money starts to sell off into these buy orders that come from the people that now have cheaper loans, so they can start allocating to investments again. So you can see it happening, right? It pumps, they start getting in while they raise the rates. Retail is out of the market. And then retail starts coming back in again when rates start to come down, because they free up a little bit more money every month now. And there you go. Market starts going flat. Rates go down. People allocate because they think crypto is going to pump. And then it dumps again. Right? That's what happened last time. The time before that, same thing, right? Sort of, at least, right? Bear market, rates start getting raised. Smart money is getting in here. They're getting in here. You know when the rates are going to start getting hiked. But like, it's not rocket science, and it's not super accurate, but you can see it. As soon as the bear market ends, they start raising the interest rates. Retail can't get in because they are like, oh no, things are getting expensive, we can't buy, so they don't buy anything. And then big dump, bear market bottom happens, pause happens, and then bull market starts all over again during a downtrend. So it's like different, but it seems like back in 2015 and back in 2022, the rates were going the way that smart money wanted it. But that's just a theory. There's no science behind that. I haven't looked into that. I kind of just saw that now. So you can always find, if you look for correlations, you will find them, but they're not always the reason, you know what I mean? So you got to be careful with it too. Jaw says, I'm here, fuck football. Hey man, that's what we want to hear, right? I like to hear it. I'm more entertaining than soccer. I'm into rugby, says MG. Alright, dude, shit. Serotonin, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Serotonin, when are we gonna see you in Discord, brother? I wanna hang out with you. You seem like a fun dude. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come to Discord, let's hang out. Let me just check something here. Yeah, guys, I think it's time to kind of round off the stream already. It's only 90 minutes in, but I'll be honest, I think everybody is watching football right now. We have a total of like 15 viewers. We normally have about 50 or more, and I can tell. And I'll be honest, I am sweating my ass off right now. It, like, the AC in my other room is not helping. Like, my back is legit wet right now. Mate says, I'm watching football, watching stream, and using snooze. Dopamine is through the roof. Good one. I like it. But yeah, guys, I think we should round this off. It seems like everybody wants to watch football anyway. And honestly, I'm sweating my dick off, so I kind of need a shower, I think. It's probably a better idea. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna end it on TikTok first, alright? TikTok, I'll see you guys tomorrow again, because I do a 30-minute stream tomorrow on TikTok, I believe, just to get some points. So TikTok, have fun. I'll see you guys tomorrow, right? Cheerio. Okay, TikTok is done. Oh, what the heck? That was loud. Yeah. There we go. Goal for Spain right now, by the way. Okay, sweet, sweet, sweet. I'm cheering for Spain in this match. I don't know what the other team is, but I know Spain is playing. Because I live in Spain and I have to cheer for my... Oh, Belgium. Okay, fuck Belgium. Boring. So what I'm gonna do, guys, I think we should do this. I'm gonna end it on Kick. So if you're on Kick, come over to Twitch, because we're gonna raid somebody, yeah? So I'm gonna end this on Kick now. I'll see you guys on Twitch. Goodbye, Kick. Thank you. Love your face. And on X as well. And now we have YouTube and Twitch left. So everybody who's on YouTube, please jump on Twitch real quick and help me do a nice little raid with some to make somebody happy, yeah? So I'm gonna end this on YouTube here, and then I'll see you guys on Twitch or in the Discord as well, alright? Bye, YouTube.